Oh, that's good news. Good. So let's actually start out standing facing, do y'all face towards me at home? And then I'll kind of face towards my friends here, Marcia and Emily. So just standing tall, and I want you to take your hands and clasp them together. And this is going to be really weird, but we're going to do it. Okay. So we're gonna kind of dance a little bit this Monday morning. I don't really dance well. So what we're going to, Becky is so excited about what's happening right now. Okay. Jazz hands. Okay, here we go. So all I want you to do is just start twisting your hips, okay? So this is, I want you to think like Pilates based, but like moving our body, getting warm, and then start to take your hands and then just start to twist. Good, you guys look great. So all we're doing is getting the heart rate going. I just want you to get warm, kind of wake up the brain, fire up some muscles in the legs, and fire up the muscles in the feet, because we're going to be moving through the ankles in just a bit. We're going to use our ring today a lot. We're going to do some standing work. I'm already out of breath. So fire up your core by doing a little twist here. You're almost there. You can kind of even take it down a notch if you need to. If you need just to kind of tap it out, you can, but keep twisting and rotating using the upper body. Yes, we're taking jackets off. Give me about 10 more seconds here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Just kind of march it out a little bit. Yeah, nice. Okay, perfect. Grab your ring, bring that back with you. And then let's actually start just standing on the mat at the front end of your mat. And then arms are going to go long. Bring your chin to your chest and slowly roll down. This might help your first roll down to feel a little bit better than usual. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, slowly roll up. I want to calm the heart rate just a little bit before we go all the way down. Scoop through the belly. Shoulders go down and back. Bring the chin to chest. And then slowly roll down. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, rolling up. We're going to do one more. We're going to stay down at the bottom. Bring your chin to your chest, and then roll down. Good. Set the ring down in front of you. Bend your knees and bring the heels up. Good. Now reach the ring out in front of you. Can you slowly sit down on your mat? Woo. Here we go. Now holding onto the ring and slowly rolling down. Good. At the bottom, we're going to take the ring in between the knees. You just find a spot that's comfy for you. If it needs to go above the knee, that's okay with me. Below the knee is okay too. Your arms are going to go down by your side. Squeeze that ring. And then tuck the pelvis and lift the hips into the air and keep giving that ring a really good squeeze. And then scoop and roll back down. And I have to constantly readjust to find that just right spot. Tuck the pelvis, lift the hips into the air, and let's just keep holding that ring. Give it a little squeeze at the top, and then hollow your belly and roll back down, pressing into those arms. Just warming this core up, tuck and slowly lift, holding it at the top, press into the arms, give the ring a little squeeze, and then scoop and roll back down again. And then tuck and slowly lift, holding this at the top. And slowly rolling. Good. Tucking the pelvis, lifting the hips, continuing to give that ring a little squeeze at the top. And then scoop and roll back down. Good. Reach the arms up overhead. Hold them there. Tuck the pelvis, lift the hips into the air, slow and controlled. Now, as you roll back down, really pull through that spine, get a stretch through the shoulders, and then reach the arms down by your side. Start to raise the arms all the way up overhead, and then tuck the pelvis and lift the hips into the air. Keep squeezing on that ring, holding right there. Roll down, keep reaching your fingertips away from you, As you roll back down, reach the arms down by your side. Let's do a couple more there. Reach the arms up overhead and hold. Tuck the pelvis, lift the hips into the air, hold this at the top. Now keep the arms where they are and scoop and roll back down one vertebrae at a time. Then bring the arms down by your side, getting some motion through the shoulders. Reach the arms all the way up overhead and hold. Tuck the pelvis, lift the hips into the air and hold this at the top. Take a deep breath in. Just hold here. We're gonna hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We scoop and roll down. And then at the very bottom, we bring those arms down by our side. You're gonna bring those legs up to a tabletop position. And I want you to keep the rings between your knees, but I want you to bring your heels together. So like in a little diamond shape, and then keep that ring squeezing. Go ahead and bring your hands back behind your head. I want you to lift the head and chest up and hold. While you have the chest lifted, squeeze the ring, release the ring, and lower the chest down. Lift the head and chest. Now we're gonna squeeze the ring, release it, and slowly lower. Still kind of in that warm up phase, squeeze, release, and lower back down. Lift and squeeze and release and lower. And lift, good, squeeze and release and lower. We can do this. Come on, lift. We squeeze, release, and lower. Let's do a few more here. Lift, squeeze, good. Good, lift. Use your breath, squeeze. Keep those heels squeezing together too and lower down. Those inner thighs help to fire up that pelvic floor. Lift, squeeze, release. Let's do one more like that. We're gonna lift, squeeze the ring, release it, and lower down. Now we change the position. Take that ring in between, right above your ankle. Here's some options for you. Start with those legs at tabletop. Reach the arms long down by your side. Then just float the arms up, lift the head and chest. Now you're gonna start your 100s breathing here. You're gonna breathe inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. You're gonna breathe in for 5 and exhale for 5. The legs go up, you breathe in and you exhale. Keep a little pressure on the ring. Inhaling and exhaling. Now you can start to lower the ring some if you want. Inhale, you pick how low, and exhale. Find that spot. Inhale and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. We're almost there. Inhale and exhaling. Inhale, last one. And exhaling, bend the knees in. Give it a little rock side to side. The core is sufficiently warmed up. Grab onto your ring, rock yourself up, seated position, and then just bring your ring down by your side for a minute. We're gonna come back up to a standing position. Okay, here we go. So going back into a little bit more cardiovascular and lower body work as we stand, giving our ring a little breath. So we're gonna lift the arms and make an L shape. If you're at home, you can just copy my arms and mirror me. If you're in person, you can just do the same. So let's go down into a plie squat. Now the arm that's up in the air, you're gonna lift that opposite leg, drive the elbow to the knee and step it back out. So the arm that's tall is the one that we use. Lift, we drive the elbow and the knee in. Really think of crunching it in and driving it. And down, drive, plie, 4, plie. Use your breath. Feel the pull. Good. Use that breath. Come on, exhale. Arms long. Good. 12, feel the heart rate kick up. 2 more. Good. Shake that out just a little bit. Shake the arms. Big deep breath. Here we go. Heart rate should be lifted. Now switch. Opposite arm comes up. We go down for that plie and we drive the elbow in and we go down. Use your breath. We drive. Use the abdominals. Good. Good. Plie, drive it in. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, and plie. 4, and 5. Nice. Shake those arms. Shake that out. Nice. I didn't make you dance that time at least. Okay, grab your circle. Let's come back to the mat. So let's go seated. And then I'm gonna have you take the circle in between your ankles. Anytime the circle doesn't feel quite right on one of these, you can completely just do without it and just do the body weight as well. So I want you to come back onto your forearms and your bottom. Good, now bring those legs up to a tabletop position and just take a big deep breath here. Good, now I want you to extend your legs up to the sky. Now bend them back to tabletop. Open the chest. Good, extend to the sky and bring it back to tabletop. Let's go to the sky and tabletop. Good, go to the sky again and tabletop. Good. Now I want you to extend it to the sky and hold it there. Now you can continue right where you were, or you can lower the legs down to 45 degrees, hold there, and lift the legs back up. Now let's do one more like that. Lower and lift. Now we're gonna lower the legs and hold. Now you're gonna bend the knees into a tabletop hold, and then push away, and then lift the legs up. Lower slowly, keep them straight. You'll bend into a tabletop, open the chest, press forwards at the elbows. Push away slowly. Lift the legs up. My legs are shaking. Lower down and bend in slowly. Push away. Good. Lift, keep a little pressure on your ring. Lower down. These are gonna enhance and strengthen those teasers once you do them without a ring. Extend out, lift. You're strengthening the hip flexors and the quads as well. Lower, bend the knees, come in. Push away. You're gonna lift. Come on, shake those legs, shake those legs. Bend the knees in, press the chest away. Press away, let's do a couple more. Lift the legs up. Good, lower them down. Bend the knees in. Let's push away one more. Lift. We're gonna lower down, bend the knees in, and then set the feet down. Extend the legs out in front of you. And then just flex your feet and reach the ring straight out in front of you. Let's rotate over to the right. Find a little twist and then back into the center. Rotate over to the left and back into the center. Good. Rotate to the right again and center. And rotate and center. Set the ring down, bring the soles of your feet together, and then fold yourself forwards, just finding a little stretch right there, opening the hips, finding an inner thigh stretch. We're gonna go back to standing, add a little bit of our cardio back in this morning. Good, as we do our standing work, really keep your Pilates movements in mind. Keeping the core pulled in tightly, thinking of pulling the inner thighs in towards one another. Let's come up. Let's go standing. Okay, here we go. So I'm actually going to start out facing forwards, but then you'll see me turn to the side so that we can get a little bit more space. So you guys can actually go ahead and turn this way if you want to, lengthwise on your mat, so that you can already have that space. But I want you to see what I'm doing from the front. So my hands are going to start on the hips. That's option one. We just go down for a basic squat, and then we step one leg back for a lunge, and we step the other leg back for a lunge. We go down, we step back, we step back, okay? So I want you to try to make it bigger though, a little bit more cardiovascular, right? So we go down, and then we step back, and we step back. We never really fully come all the way up. We go down, we step back, we step back. Everything is pulled in tight. Good. We go down, we step back, we step back. Let's do it again, come on. Down, and we go back. Now you can always ditch the arms, squat, step back, and step back, squat. Woo, come on. I know I'm pushing you a little bit this morning, getting us going. 10 seconds, we can do that, yes? One more time through. Stand up, woo. Shake it out. Grab a drink if you need one. I'm taking us out of our comfort zone today. Okay, grab your ring. Let's take it back down. Let's bring our heart rate back down a little bit too. So bring your feet flat on the mat, and then take your ring. Let's go in between the knees, okay? Now your hands are gonna go back behind you, fingertips facing towards you, okay? And all I want you to do is lift the hips and squeeze the bottom up to a reverse tabletop. Hold here, open the chest. Now drop the bottom down to the mat. The arms will stay long. You kind of lift out of it a little bit. Let's do that again. Lift, squeeze, and lower. Good. Lift and squeeze, and lower. Let's do one more like that. Lift, press the hips towards the sky. Drop the bottom. Now just reach your hands in front of you and just kind of massage the wrists for just a second. Just giving them a little break. You'll get a break between every one of them now because we're going to add something on in between. Bring your hands back behind. Now lift to that reverse tabletop. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze the ring really hard right there. Now lower back down, reach the arms out in front of you and raise the legs up to tabletop and hold. Good. Set the feet down, bring the hands back behind you. Lift the hips, squeeze the ring as you come up. Drop down. Don't forget to squeeze that ring. It's a bonus that you don't want to miss out on. Arms forwards, legs come up. Feet down, hands back behind you. Lift the hips. You guys are doing great. Good. Drop down. Lift the legs, lift the hands out in front. Open the chest a little bit. Bring the feet down. Keep the feet pretty close to you, and then lift the hips and squeeze your booty towards the sky. Drop the bottom. One more like that. Hands forward, legs come up to tabletop. Should have a little bit of shaky legs right now. And then bring the legs down. Massage your wrists just a little bit. We're gonna add on, but you can always stay at that bent knee version. My legs are shaking as I sit here just with the ring in between. Hands back behind. Okay, adding on. So we lift the hips, just go into that reverse tabletop, squeeze the ring. We drop the hips down. Now we lift the legs to that tabletop, but maybe you want to extend the legs. They're not gonna be in a parallel, they're gonna be in a V position. Bring the feet back down. My friends here aren't liking this. Bring the hands back down. and then lift the hips. It takes a little bit of coordination to get the ring in just the right place for us to lift. Hands forwards, slowly extend, and you've got to squeeze on that ring. Bring the feet down. This is that teaser-ish type position that I know that you guys love. Lift, that's both of your favorites. And then drop the bottom. And then extend the legs. Good. Push, push, push. And bring the feet down. Hands back behind. Lift. Good. Bring it down. Legs come up, hands come up. Squeeze. I took my ring a little bit higher, and it is helping a little bit if you guys need to adjust that. Lift the hips. Let's do 2 more. Lift. And drop. And then slowly extend. Come on, squeeze those legs. Bring it down, hands back behind you. Lift and squeeze. Bring it back down. And then extend those toes. Bring the feet down, bring the ring out. Give those inner thighs and those legs a little break. Set that down. Okay. Yes, that was fun. They said that was fun. Katie level of fun was the response there. I think we all know what that means. So let's go for one. I think Becky, I think you said that you liked this one a long time ago. So let's add that back in today in our little heart rate boosting section. So let's start at the front of our mat. And then I'm gonna have you take your feet just to the edge of the mat. Okay, and this has lots of options for modifications, which is great on this one. We're gonna squat down. You're gonna bring your hands down to the mat, and then you're gonna step back into a plank. Okay, now all you're gonna do is step your feet back up towards the hands. Now stay low and just reach the hands forward, sit the bottom down, shoulders down and away. So lift your head a little. You can kind of even lift the chest a little bit there. Bring the hands back down. Step your feet back into that plank position, hold, and then walk the feet back up on the outside of the hands. And then sit the hips back, lift the arms forwards. Good, the hands go down. We step it back. We step the feet forwards, find a little stretch there. Sit the hips back, engage your abdominals, reach the arms forwards. Pull the back in too. Bring the hands down. Step the feet back. Now I'm gonna give you an option, okay? You can step the feet forwards or you can hop them forwards and reach the hands forwards. We're gonna call this the Pilates burpee. Hands down, step it back. So we always wanna step it back so we don't crunch on those wrists, but you can hop forwards if you like. Think more float forwards, hands forwards, hold. Bring it down, not much longer. Step it back, about 10 more seconds. We have time for probably 1 more. Good, hands go down. Let's step it back, hold, hop it or float it or step. And hands forwards, hands go down, straighten the legs, then one knee, then the other, giving you a little stretch. Okay, good. Let's work on the side body. So let's get some lateral motion. Slowly roll up. Grab your ring, bring it close by, but depending on your choices, you may or may not use it. So let's start out down on the mat. Good. Let's go into a forearm plank, but you're gonna take your knees and kind of bend them. So take your bottom knee, bend it, take your top foot and place it flat on the mat, just in front of your shin, so not in front of the knee. So bring it a little bit further, the opposite direction, Marcia. There we go. Hold that. Now, I want you to think of pushing into that top foot, lift up and over, side bending on the forearm. And then we come all the way back down, just like you're in between 2 panes of glass, right? So we lift, we press up and over, and you have the option of always staying right here on this forearm. Let's keep going. Let's do a couple more here. We lift, and we lower. Let's do one more just like that. Lift. Lift those hips high, and we lower. Now you can stay there, or you can come onto the hand, maybe slide the feet in towards you just a little bit more. Then we lift up and go over again. But look down at the hand, open the chest. Try not to let that arm go over the top of the head, in front of the head, let it go over the top. Bend the knees, sit all the way down and bring the hand down. We lift, push up and over. Really give it a good push. And then lower. Good, we lift, up and over. And back down. Let's do one more just like that. Lift, that heart rate should still be lifted a little. And back down. Now, you have the option of doing either one of those, or grab your ring, place it in between above the ankle. Okay, now you can do it on the forearm. Let's do that first. Let's just all do that first, okay? Arm goes up and you lift, holding. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we come back down, okay? So you can go back to the others or stay here. Let's go on to the hand or the forearm, right? You can go back to the forearm. You get to pick. Ready? Use that opposite hand. Now this is a lot of balance. It's very different than the forearm. Lift the arm. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We come all the way down. That bottom arm should be burning. Let's switch sides. That's a lot of very, very different from the forearm to the hand if you tried that one. Okay, perfect. So let's switch sides. Let's give that side a break. Go onto your forearm, bend those knees, kind of press into that top foot in front of the shin. And then let's lift up and over into the side bend on the forearm. And then bend the knees and come back down. Good, lift up and over. And then lower the bottom, nice and slow. Lift up, press up and over the head. Really stretch through that side body, lift with your bottom oblique and lower down. Feeling that bottom side working. One more, lift up and over. Good. And then we lower. So you can stay on the forearm or let's go to the hand if you want to. Pull the feet in a little bit closer. You lift the arm, you press up and over, lift the hips, and then we lower all the way down. A little bit different than our basic version here. Lift and push because we're taking a little break in between each one. Lift those hips, don't rotate. Then lower. 2 more, just like that. Lift and press. And then we lower. Let's do one more. Here we go. Lift. Put the weight into your abdominals and your feet and lower down. Now, you can stay with those side bends or grab your ring. Whew, y'all are making me out of breath today. Here we go. So go to your forearm first. It's very different balancing on the forearm than the hand. Really squeeze those legs. And then lift the hips, maybe lift the top arm. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now drop it down. Take a breath for just a second. Your hand goes to the mat if you want it to. You get to pick. Now we're gonna go slow as we come up into it. I don't lift my top hand immediately because I need it to balance, to come up. So I press the legs out. I lift the hips first. Then I start to maybe float the arm up and hold. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nicely done, everybody at home too. Go ahead and take your ring out. Shake those arms. Let's take just one little breather before we move forwards, okay? Let's roll all the way down and bring your legs up to tabletop. Let's reach the arms out to a T and just give our body a breath for a second. Squeeze the knees together. Take your legs over to the right with an inhale. Keep squeezing them. Exhale, pull to center. Over to the left. Exhale, pull to center. Over to the right. Exhale, pull. Over to the left. Exhale, pull to center. Good, over to the right, nice and slow. Exhale, pull. Over to the left. And pull. Let's do one more to each side. Take a big breath. One more over to the left. And then exhale, pull to center. Good. Hug those knees in. Just kind of rock side to side for just a second. Just letting that heart rate calm even more before we pick it back up. So let's rock ourselves up slowly. We're going to turn over onto all fours. Now, this can definitely be done as a modification. So let's actually start with the modification. And that way you don't have to watch the camera and see both and try to pick the right one. So let's come up onto a plank position. You can always go to the forearms if needed. So the modification is just a drag of the knee, a drag of the knee. One more, and then you hold here and you tap one foot out to the side and then the other. Now bend your knees, sit back down, let your hands have a little break as I talk. You can do that over and over and over again, a little slow mountain climber, but you're just pulling that knee in towards you, okay? Just a basic front support with a tap out. Or you can give it a little hop, so a little mountain climber, okay? You're gonna bring your hands forwards, feet back behind, and then you're gonna do little mountain climbers. We're gonna go for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then tap out and tap out. Again, go for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then tap out and out. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now control. Tap and tap. Good. Again, go for 4, 3, 2, 1, and tap and tap. Again, go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Tap out. Let's do one more all together. Go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's tap and tap. Woo! Sit back. Reach the arms out in front. Widen the knees. Let the head start to fall for just a second and take a breath. Good. Drag your fingers back towards you. Grab your ring, bring it back. Go ahead and place the ring on the mat. Actually, you know what? Let's come up with it so we can see what we're doing. So place your ring just right beneath the breastbone or like in between there. Just kind of hovering it there. And then press it onto the mat. And then you can do this on the knees as well. So let's start on the knees and the hands, okay? You're gonna bend your elbows, fall into the ring some, and then exhale, push away. Let's do that again. Bend the elbows, pelvis forwards, let that ring compress, exhale, push. Make sure your hands aren't too far out in front of you. There we go, good. Down and push away. Let's do one more there. Those arms are getting some work today. And then sit back. So take a breath, let the hands have a little break. You can always modify it by just going into a forearm plank and you don't have to use the ring, but you can still strengthen your shoulders that way. Let's go into a full push up on the toes. You can stay on the knees if you want to. So find that position. It's a little bit different in this position on the toes, but you have a little bit of support. You're gonna bend at the elbow, exhale, push away. and 3. This keeps you from sinking. Exhale, push. Let's do 2 more. Down, exhale, push. Then you'll get a break. 1 more. And lift. Sit back. Let the ring lay down. Massage those hands out. Let them have a breath. It's good to do this to strengthen the hands, strengthen the shoulders and forearms, backs of the arms. But I know it wreaks havoc on the wrists sometimes as they get tired. So 1 more round, this time adding a little leg lift. You can always just stay at that simple up and down motion. It's very effective. Or in your plank, hold. Take your right foot, lift it behind you, point the toes. Lower down, lift up, set the foot down. Switch legs. Lower, lift and set it down. Switch. Lower, lift and down. Switch. 1 more each side. Good. Sit back, set the ring down, bend your knees, and then sit back on the heels, reaching those arms out in front of you. Drag your hands back towards you. I've got 1 more little standing push for you. So let's come up standing, and then we're back down on the mat. No more cardio boost. So we've got a nice long mat space. We're gonna do 3 shuffles or side steps. So I'm gonna show you modified first. Hands are just gonna go to the hips. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then you're gonna bend and tap. And then we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, bend and tap. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, bend and tap. 1, 2, 3. Keep the opposite leg out as you reach over. You may go farther than your mat, and that's okay. Modified version has a little bit of skipping to it. 1, 2, 3, and tap. 1, 2, 3, and tap. 1, 2, 3, and down. Good. Use your abdominals to rotate and twist. Use the legs to come back up. 1, 2, 3. We're all going to be stellar athletes after this class, yes? Yes, we're going to be football players. Football players do Pilates too. You're almost there. Can you give me about 10 more seconds? Good. Come all the way up. Take a breath. Woo! That's good. A little bit of fun, trying to mix it up for you guys. Something different. Grab your ring, of course. If we're coming back down, we're going to use that ring. So if you were to do something and you got your heart rate up for a really, really long time, and I wouldn't want you to come up and down. So remember that, okay? If the heart rate's too high, don't get down on the mat and get flat on your back immediately. Kind of let it calm a little bit, but our heart rate's not high enough to warrant that. I want you to take the ring on the outside of the legs. So you're gonna go with the feet on the inside of it, and it's gonna go right to the ankle. So pretty low. Let your instructor take a big deep breath and then reach the arms forwards. And then hold here, squeeze outwards on that ring, keep flexing the feet, and then hollow your belly and slowly roll back down, okay? Now the arms are gonna go down by your side. Take your legs up to tabletop. Keep a little outward press on the ring, maybe readjust its position too. Now, just take let's stay here, a little modified version. Press into your arms and just kind of roll up just a little with a bent knee. Nice and slow, just lift and roll up and lower the bottom. Good, now reach the arms long, and you have the option of doing a full rollover or staying there, just engaging those lower abdominals. So let's go for the full rollover. Just remember, don't turn your head to the side to look at the camera. You're going to extend the legs out, hold them there, point the toes. Inhale to 90, exhale, slowly roll over. Keep outward pressure on that ring. Now flex your feet and lower the legs down and start to roll down, getting a stretch through the backs of the legs and the outside of the legs right there. Control using the core, and then point the toes, lower the legs to 45 degrees. Keep pressing outwards. Inhale to 90. You're gonna go over slowly, just as slowly as you came up. That's how slow you're gonna go over. Hold, flex your feet, tap them low, and then roll down. As you continue doing it, you're probably going to be able to get the legs a little lower, maybe even tap the floor. Point the toes, just go to 45 degrees here. Abdominals stay pulled in. Inhale to 90. Exhale, we go over. You flex your feet, you try to tap low, and then you keep them flexed. Engage those legs, keep the legs as long as you can as you roll down with control. Point the toes, reach them away. Let's do it again. Inhale to 90. Exhale, we go over. Flex, tap low, and then roll down. Now bend the knees in for just a second. The next one may not be for you, and that's okay. You decide how it feels. It's definitely going to be more challenging. So if that's already challenging enough, then you just stay right where you are. The arms are going to come up over the head. You're not going to have those hands to push into. So please know you've got to keep your eyes on the sky. Don't turn your head. And it's going to be more challenging to get up and over. Extend out to 45 degrees. Inhale to 90. Exhale, roll over. You immediately feel it flex, tap low, and then slowly roll down. Definitely one to work on here. Keep those hands down, keep them down, keep them down. Let's do just one more. Point and reach away. Inhale to 90, exhale, roll over. A little better on that next one. We found the control. Flex, tap low, and then we roll down. Much harder. We realize how much we're putting that weight into those arms, and we got to use the core. Bend the knees in and take the ring off of the legs. Set it down. Just rock side to side. Woo, here we go. Let's rock ourselves up and go seated. Okay, so a little stretch, a little core, all at the same time here. Let's go with one leg in the ring. You get to pick which leg goes into the ring. If you're with me in person, you can do the same leg or opposite. It doesn't matter. We're going to do both sides eventually. So I want you to lift the leg and lift the chest here. Good. Now slowly start to roll down, kind of resisting it. Pull that leg towards you, find a stretch. Now, as we come back up, I don't want you to put the weight into the ring. I want you to put the weight into the tummy. So you're going to reach the leg away and you're going to exhale, come up, use the abdominals to come up. Now pull the leg towards you and then open out to the outside. Keep pulling the ring towards you, finding a stretch. You may feel a lot of intense stretch down the side of that leg. Bring the hand back, switch to opposite arm. Try to sit as tall as you can here. Pull the hand back to the ring, and then you roll down. Pull the leg towards you, find a stretch. Excuse me. And then use the tummy, not the ring. Exhale, roll up. Pull your chest as high as you can. Open to the outside. Back into the center, and then open the inside arm. Sit tall. Hands on the ring. Now let's roll down again. Pull the ring towards you. Exhale, we roll up slowly. Sit as tall as you can. Open the outside arm. Good. Close it down. Open the inside arm. And back into the center, and then let's roll down again. Pull that ring towards you. Slowly roll up, use the tummy, last one on this side. Calming the body, finding a stretch, open to the outside. Back into the center. Switch arms, sit as tall as you can. And then back in the center, release the ring, release the leg. So for me, this next side is really intense, and I didn't know it until I practiced this the other day, but you may feel something different on the other side. So just know both sides may feel different on the stretch, but it's really intense on that stretch for me. So you're gonna pull the leg up and hold. Probably no mercy for me after all of that jumping around we did, but roll down slowly and just find that stretch and pull the leg towards you. Now, I want you to exhale, use the tummy to come up, sit tall. Now you're gonna open that outside arm. So this is the part for me where it gets really intense on this one side. So I just need to work on my piriformis and glute on this side a little bit more. Back to center, open that left arm up just in case you're feeling the same thing, giving you some pointers of areas to stretch. Back in the center, good. Now we're gonna hollow the belly, slowly roll down, find control. Pull that leg towards you. Use the exhale in the tummy. Try not to pull on the ring right there. Keep the fingertips light. Lift the chest. Open out. Open the outside arm. Hold. Pull, pull, pull. Back to center. And then open the left. Back into the center. Take a breath. And roll down. Pull the leg towards you. And then exhale, we come up. Good. Take your right arm open. Back into the center. That left arm opens. Back into the center. Let's do one more. Roll down. Pull the leg towards you. Now find the tummy muscles, be light on the ring, and exhale, lift. Last one, open to the outside. Open to the inside. Back in the center, and then release the ring. And just bring the soles of your feet together. Grab on at the ankle, and then hinge forward here, kind of pushing down on those inner thighs. Good, lifting the chest here. And then let's sit with the legs crossed, or just wherever it's comfortable for you. Grab your ring. Now take the ring into your palms, and you're gonna reach the arms out in front of you. You're gonna lift the arms all the way up in the air, sit as tall as you can. Now reach the hands up towards the sky and really shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. And then exhale, pull them down and away from the shoulders. Arms will stay straight. Inhale, shrug up to the sky. Exhale, pull it down. Two more. Inhale, lift and shrug. Exhale, pull it down. One more. Inhale, lift and shrug. Exhale, pull it down and reach the hands out in front of you. Rotate to one side. Exhale, pull back to center nice and slow. Over to the other side. Exhale, pull back to center. One more to each side here. And pull to center. One more. And center. You can set the ring down, and you are finished for today. Nice job, everybody. Hopefully you got a good workout this morning. I know I pushed us in a little direction. You guys did great. Nice job.